You've been feeling it, haven't you? That quiet pull beneath the noise, that hum of knowing that doesn't come with a reason, but insists on being heard. Pisces, the world has mistaken your softness for slowness. But what they don't realize is this: you don't move according to the clock, you move according to the current. And from May 23rd to May 24th, 2025, that current is turning. Not gently, not passively, but with the force of a cosmic tide returning to claim its shore. This is not a whisper, this is a wave. And you are not meant to be caught in it. You are meant to become it. The energy opens with the moon in Cancer, forming a trine to Neptune in your sign. Emotion meets intuition, vision meets memory. And the veil between what is and what could be becomes thinner than it has ever been. You'll wake on May 23rd with a sense of déjà vu, a dream you half remember, a feeling you can't explain, a song that hits too deep for words. This is not your imagination playing tricks. This is your imagination preparing you for truth. Because this week, Pisces, you're not being asked to escape reality. You're being asked to rewrite it, to return to the core of who you are, not through logic, but through surrender. And surrender doesn't mean giving up. It means giving in to the current you've been swimming against for too long. This is the moment where your softness becomes your strategy, where your empathy becomes your engine, where your dreams stop waiting for the perfect time and start becoming your compass. So here's the question: what vision have you been editing down to be more realistic? What calling have you been postponing for the sake of being practical? What whisper inside you have you been dismissing because it felt too beautiful to be true? On May 23rd, the universe is not just giving you permission to listen, it's giving you an invitation to act. But you cannot act if you're still asleep in the old story. So we begin the ritual. At sunrise on May 23rd, wake slowly. Do not touch your phone. Do not rush your body. Let the light arrive like a blessing across your skin. Stand before a mirror, and without speaking, place your hand over your heart. Close your eyes. Breathe. Let the breath move through the places in you that have grown quiet from waiting. And then, whisper aloud, I do not fear my vision. I trust the unseen. I allow what is meant for me to reach me, without force. Now open your eyes. Notice how they shine. That's not fatigue. That's recognition. That's your soul remembering why it chose this path in the first place. The path of the dreamer, the seer, the quiet light in a loud world. Now, pick up your journal. Title the page, The Reality I Choose. Set a timer for 12 minutes. Write everything, every image, every moment, every feeling. Write not what is, but what could be if you stopped apologizing for wanting more. Let it flow like water through your fingers. Let it cleanse the doubt. Let it baptize your next chapter. And when the timer ends, do not close the journal. Leave the page open. Let it breathe with you all day. Let it speak when the noise returns. Let it anchor you when the tide tests your courage. Pisces, you're not here to build someone else's dream. You're here to remember your own. And now the remembering begins. Mid-morning settles in like a hush across your skin. And that hush, it's not emptiness. It's sacred instruction. Because now that the vision is awake, the world will test it. You'll be met with distraction, a message that pulls you back into smallness, a question that tries to rationalize your magic, a person who wants the version of you that you've outgrown. Pisces, this is not the time to bend. This is the time to bless and release. Because this portal, it isn't about proving yourself to those who never saw you clearly. It's about seeing yourself fully and still choosing to rise. By late morning, the moon forms a sextile to Uranus. Unexpected insights arrive like lightning through your bloodstream. You may feel a surge of clarity. You may feel the urge to act before you've thought it through. This is not recklessness. This is remembrance. You are remembering what it feels like to trust your gut without needing to explain it. So here's what you do. Pick one idea from your journal, one line that made your chest tighten in that electric way only truth can. Now, do something that gives it form. Not someday, today. Send the email, sketch the logo, post the message you've been too shy to share. Voice record the first 30 seconds of your future podcast. Don't worry about perfection. This isn't a press release. It's a soul release. And when you move, even a little, the universe multiplies the motion. Because Pisces, Your path isn't paved by pressure, it's paved by presence. Now comes the anchor. Midday, you pause. You return to the body, the part of you that carries the current of everything unseen. Prepare a simple meal. Use your hands. Touch what you create. Let color, texture, taste remind you. Manifestation is sensual. You are not just an idea factory. You are a vessel of beauty, of embodiment, of wholly grounded dreams. Eat slowly. Thank your body. Thank your intuition. And whisper as you chew, I am allowed to enjoy what I create. This is the part people miss. They chase dreams for applause. You chase alignment for fulfillment. That's your power. And that's why your energy pulls miracles. Now the afternoon begins. And so does your second activation. You open your inbox, you scroll your messages, you scan your calendar. And instead of reacting, you curate. Ask of each task, each request, each person, does this support the version of me I'm becoming? If yes, move with devotion. If no, move on. Because Pisces, your time is a tide. And every yes you give to something misaligned becomes a dam against your flow. Today is not about more. Today is about meaningful. So choose with care. You're not avoiding life. You're crafting it. You're not detaching. You're designing. You're not being sensitive. You're being strategic with your spirit. And that's how you build timelines that last. The afternoon deepens. And with it, the frequency sharpens. Not louder, clearer. A soft urgency rises in your chest. A whisper that feels like a thread pulling you toward your true north. This is not anxiety. This is alignment. And the question before you now is simple. Will you follow it? Pisces, you've often second-guessed your signals, diluted your knowing to keep others comfortable. You've turned your inner compass into a quiet suggestion instead of a cosmic directive. Not today. Today, Neptune, your ancient ruler, hums in harmony with Venus. This is sacred art meets devotion energy, a window into your divine design. And that window, it's wide open. So what do? You create, not to be understood, to be felt, not to impress, to imprint, not to chase relevance, but to reclaim resonance. So find your sacred medium. Maybe it's writing, maybe it's movement, maybe it's a voice note to your future self. Whatever it is, pour. Let your softness speak. Let your longing shape itself into color, vibration, sound. This is how you stop hiding. This is how you become a mirror for others who've forgotten their light. Because Pisces, when you create from truth, you don't just express beauty, you transmit healing. And that healing, it echoes. Now pause and prepare your evening altar. Not a physical altar, unless that feels good, but a space of energetic clarity. Light a candle, burn your favorite scent, pull out your journal. At the top of the page, write, "My voice is not an accident." Then list 5 things you know, deeply, soulfully, that the world needs to hear. They don't have to be groundbreaking, they just have to be yours. For example, stillness is productive. My boundaries are sacred. Vulnerability is strength. Write them slowly. Let them enter your system like medicine. Because Pisces, what you're doing here isn't self-help, it's soul architecture. You're not journaling for clarity. You're sculpting your frequency into form. This is the part the algorithm can't measure, but the universe can. Now close the journal. Hold it to your heart. Whisper, I honor my intuition not as decoration, but as direction. And feel the truth of that settle in your belly. Then go quiet, not to escape, to integrate. This evening is not for noise, it's for choosing stillness, not as silence, but as strategy. The kind of stillness that ripples outward. That tells the cosmos, I'm not chasing alignment, I am alignment. The night wraps around you like velvet, quiet, soft, intentional. And in this sacred stillness, you begin to feel it. Not just the power of the portal, but the weight of your next decision. Pisces, the cosmos has given you the signs, the invitations, the whispers in the dark that say, this is your time to move, but now it's your turn to answer. Not with more wishing, with choosing. You've danced with vision. You've remembered your sensitivity is strength. But here's the final step. You must let go of what no longer fits. Tonight you choose which identity no longer travels with you. Which story gets left behind so your future can stretch. And that takes guts. So start here. Pull out your journal one more time. Title the page, I release this to rise. And then list, unapologetically, what you're no longer carrying forward. Maybe it's the role of the peacemaker that kept you small. Maybe it's the fear of being too emotional. Maybe it's the habit of editing your light to protect other people's shadows. Write it all, let it sting, let it heal, let it end. And then burn the page, safely, slowly, consciously, not as drama, as declaration. Because when a Pisces burns something in ritual, the soul listens, the future listens. Now place your hand on your heart and whisper, I am not here to apologize for my inner knowing. I am here to lead from softness, not because I have to, but because I choose to. Let that land. Let your nervous system recalibrate, because you've been wired for survival long enough. Now you're switching currents, to grace, to trust, to embodied power. Take a bath, a shower, or simply sit under moonlight. Let water touch your skin as a symbol of your return to flow. As it moves over you, whisper, I do not chase momentum. I magnetize it. I do not force breakthroughs. I become them. Let every drop be a reminder. You are the ocean, not a puddle, not a performance, a tide that reshapes landscapes just by showing up. And Pisces, that's your new form of leadership. No longer invisible, no longer diluted, fully here, fully now. Morning breaks. But this isn't just another sunrise. It's a spotlight, a cosmic confirmation that your soul work didn't go unnoticed. Because Pisces, you didn't just process emotions, you transmuted them. You didn't just swim through dreams, you anchored them. And now the universe watches, ready to mirror your movement. So take this moment seriously, with devotion, with presence, with no need for perfection. Because the final step in every Pisces transformation is embodiment. So rise with clarity. Wash your face like you're washing away old timelines. Look in the mirror, not to fix, but to recognize. Say, I do not belong to the person who doubted. I belong to the version of me who believes. Then breathe. Place your feet flat on the floor, hands open on your lap, and whisper, I am ready to live from the depth I used to hide. I am ready to lead from the light I used to dim. I am ready to receive what I used to chase. Let these words charge your entire field. Because today, Pisces, you stop waiting, you start weaving. A timeline built not on logic, but on alignment. Now take one bold step before noon. Not big, just true. Send the message, record the idea, share the thing you never thought you were ready for. The power is not in how many see it. The power is in your willingness to be seen. Now pause, midday, return to your journal. Title a new page. My Millionaire Timeline begins May 23rd, 2025, and list the 10 most aligned choices you've made in the past 48 hours. It could be how you said no, how you trusted your body, how you showed up when it felt safer to stay silent. Write them, name them, celebrate them, then sign your name, seal it with your breath, and place that page somewhere sacred. Because this is not just a ritual, this is a record, a proof of becoming. And Pisces, you've become more than prepared. You've become inevitable. Late afternoon arrives. The world will still feel loud, fast, distracting. But your nervous system, different, steadier, surer. Because you no longer mistake urgency for alignment. You no longer confuse visibility with value. You've reclaimed your calibration. And now you lead from it. So close the day not in collapse, but in conscious integration. Light one final candle. Sit in the space you've curated. And whisper, I have remembered who I am. I have returned to what matters. I am now living from soul, not survival. Let the flame reflect your frequency, soft, strong, unmissable. And as the stars return to the sky, so does your knowing that everything that's meant for you feels like resonance, not resistance. That what's next is magnetized by your clarity, not chased through exhaustion. So stand once more before your mirror. Say these final lines. I lead with compassion. I receive with trust. I create with ease. I rise with grace. Then blow out the candle. And know this, Pisces, this portal didn't just show you your light, it recalibrated your entire legacy. And the world will feel your presence before they hear your name. Because you don't walk in with force, you flow in with frequency. And that frequency is unforgettable. This is your Millionaire Timeline, and it's already begun. Welcome home to your rhythm, to your radiance, to your reign.